Good evening, friends. This is CA Rizwan Mirza. I welcome all the participants of this meeting. Our speaker for today, Mr. Pankaj Goswami, he has not yet logged in. I am trying to contact him. In few minutes, we will get him inside the meeting and then we will start it. Thank you. Friends, we are still waiting for the speaker. Meanwhile, I would like to introduce you subject of today's presentation. In the present circumstances and scenario, all the businesses are closed. Nobody is able to go out of their homes, and it is very difficult to survive in such a situation for a longer time. Those who are wearing jobs, they are fearing their job loss. Those who are having their own business, their businesses are closed, expenses are going on, and income is zero. In such a circumstances, only one business that can support you and your family is network marketing. But in network marketing also, we can't do hall meetings, we can't do one-on-one presentations. Then how to increase this business? This is actually a golden period for network marketing industry. You see, when other businesses are not working, if people are losing jobs, where they will go? They look at us they will join network marketing company. So we need to acquire new and new tools to approach people, to give them presentation, to follow up. And for all these things, social media can be a wonderful tool. And today we have a very special guest with us. He has not yet joined. We are waiting for him. Mr. Tapan Singha is in contact with him. So in any minute we can expect him here. And as soon as we'll have here, you can have a fabulous presentation. Day before yesterday, he has given a presentation for a selected people. And we have seen that if adopted, whatever he is telling us, this can help us a lot in joining lot many people in a very short period of time. And the most important thing about this presentation is that you can approach strangers, those whom you cannot approach physically, them you can approach through social media. So I request all the participants to please bear with us. We are just waiting for the speaker, and as soon as he joins us, we will start the presentation. Thank you for your patience.
Rizwan bhai,
Ji.
Pankaj is logging in. He was having some technical issues. Abhi phone aaya tha mere paas.
Yeah, please, Tapan, can you please take over?
Yeah, Pankaj is joining in. He was having some technical issues, so he just called me up. He is now trying to get logged in. Can you see him?
I'm searching him.
Okay, please. So, in the meanwhile, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's webinar. See, we are living through some very turbulent times. Businesses are closing down, jobs are being lost. Who would have thought, imagine this situation a couple of months back? Whole of India, in fact, most of the world is under lockdown. They are trying to fight this dangerous virus. Not only do we have to adapt our lives in this change scenario, we need to adapt the way we do our businesses. It is in this context that we are having today's webinar and as to how to use social media for MLM businesses. We are all aware that the social media is a very powerful medium to disseminate information and to reach out to people. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Mr. Pankaj Goswami, who is an IT expert and has worked in various IT platforms like IT managed services, industrial automation, and financial services. He has worked in various Fortune 500 companies like Hewlett Packard, Xerox, Skytex, and other companies both nationally and globally. Globally heading operations in Singapore, Hong Kong, and Malaysia. He is widely regarded in the global imaging industry and is a regular contributor. He is also a co-founder of a company called Last Mile Solutions based in Mumbai, providing integrated business solutions to various organizations. He is also a public speaker and a trainer. He has done he is a graduate from NIT, from Calicut, and also holds a prestigious management degree from IIM Kolkata. And we hope that the knowledge he shares today will benefit all of us. He is having some technical issues. He's trying to log in. I hope he is logged in. Let me just check out. Rizwan bhai?
Yes, he has logged in and I have made him co-host. He will soon take out.
Okay. So Pankaj, are you there?
Yes, I'm sorry, I was slightly late.
Okay, so in the meanwhile, I have introduced you, your profile, a little bit of background to the entire team. And so over to you. Let's get going.
Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry, I got slightly late. I was stuck up in another call and there was some problem like usual, in getting into Zoom. Tapan, thank you very much for this. I believe there will be some people who was in the previous call. I was pleasantly surprised that there was a lot of overwhelming response into this, so they put up into this one. and I'm glad that people are liking it. And as the situation is such that now so many people are in the internet these days, able to really know the basics of social media marketing in the industry that we are in is very, very vital. And I hope by end of today you should be able to get some tips, and I hope I'll be able to help you out.
Pankaj, there is a request. Can you please switch on your video?
Oh, I'm sorry. Where is my video? Is it better? Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, as I was saying, we don't have a choice on whether we do social media. The question is how we will do it. It's as simple as that. Maybe 5 years back, maybe we could have got away with by not having a presence in social media, but now it's something that you can't help it. You have to be there. Okay. I think Tapan already told. I'll not spend much time on telling who I am. And just to give you a quick background, I've had almost all kind of career options that one can have. I worked in companies, big and small, global and local companies for about 22 years. Quit and started my first business in 2012. The business failed. I closed it down. Then got into consulting. Then itself, I've been basically into consulting from there. And then in 2014, I joined with my friend, and we co-founded a marketing services company, which is based out of Delhi and Bombay. And end of last year, we sold a majority stake of that company to a larger group, and so that's essentially has given me some more time to focus into my passion, which is all about coaching and training. And Tapan brought me into this, and I think this is one of the best industry that you can think of, where you can utilize whatever knowledge, skills that you have to give it to others. In all other companies or industries, it's not that you don't get recognition or you don't get. I have had good stints in many companies that I have left a little bit of legacy in those industries too. But really, if you want to do something, more impacting more people in an industry, I think MLM is really a wonderful place. So I hope, I'm just a newcomer into this, and I hope I'll be able to have a good stint here. So let's dive into what we are going to understand today. So we'll talk a little bit about social media and its different platforms. There are a whole lot of them. We know a very few of them and present in maybe a couple of them, but it's important to understand which one to use when. I hope I'll be able to give you some clarity today. How to use social media for personal branding. We'll spend some time on that. Personal branding is something very critical in all kind of professions that you have, but especially in network marketing. And I think we will spend some time. That's the basics of it. You can't just build a brand overnight through one session like this. But I will give you some idea on how you can go about building a personal branding. We'll obviously talk of how to start, how to set up your account, how to structure your different pages. And then we'll talk about something which is a very, very interesting topic. This topic is all about, it's a chapter in marketing. It's a full PhD course in marketing. It's called attraction marketing. We'll spend some time on it. Some of the principles of it will be used during this whole training or this discussion through some tips, which I will share with you, which is very, very relevant for network marketing. So the concept of attraction marketing says is that concept or is that theory by which you do certain activities by virtue of which customers of your products, whatever be your industry, whatever products or services, who are willing to buy. There are lots of people in the internet who are ready on looking for products and services that you are selling. This concept of attraction marketing makes those people come to you to buy. That's a very, very powerful way, because half of the job is done. Currently, most of you who in whatever profession, business that we are chasing for prospects. We hunt around for customers. But if we are able to learn the basics of letting those people who wants those products and services that we are buying, if they come to you, wow, how the job is done, right? Obviously, you'll have to be selling some good products. I'll talk you on some tips how to engage with strangers. What I have seen, and this is with all due respect and humbleness, a lot of people, even experienced people, advise when you join network marketing that go after your friends and families. That's not what famous network marketers have done in the past. You should be able to gain confidence of talking and closing business with strangers. That's the criticality. Even if you are very popular, how many friends and relatives you'll have? Maybe, 50, 100, 200. That's not going to lead you anywhere in a network business. In a network business, you need to have thousands of people in a network. So you will have to know how to talk and engage with strangers. And then social media gives you that opportunity. We'll talk tips on content creation. Content creation is very critical, right? And we'll spend some time on what is called the daily method of operation. It's like any other profession. Your role as a network marketer using social media will need certain disciplined way of working daily. We'll try and give you guidelines as to how you can develop your own DMO. Everyone's DMO is unique to one his or her own style. There's a lot of nuances into how you develop your DMO. So we will talk a little bit about that. It's not something which is a hard and fast rule, needs to be same for everyone. And it's not necessarily also that the DMO that you start off with tomorrow, because you will learn how to create a DMO, needs to be there for always. You always have to adjust and tweak your daily mode of operation so that you learn from experiences and start implementing them in your daily work. And then we'll set some 30-day goal. This particular training is something like a training as well as a workshop. So if you take some learnings out of it, it's important to put into practice. So we are going to start some of the details. If you don't have pen and paper with you, I would recommend that quickly catch hold of paper and pen. There'll be a lot of tips. I have come to know from the previous session where there were some 300 odd people, and I think today also there was bombardment of questions coming to me through Facebook, LinkedIn, and all kind of stuff. It sometimes becomes a bit difficult to respond to all of them. I have done, and I hope no one has been left behind of not being getting an answer from me. But most of the answers will be there in the session itself. So take notes, take screenshots, and I'm always available for answers later on. Okay, let's quickly look about social media. So social media is nothing but these are essentially embedded technologies. All these different platforms that you know of, WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, a whole of them. It's nothing but it's a platform where different kind of technologies are amalgamated together to allow people to necessarily what you do, connect with each other, share ideas, talk to them. Just to give you a quick example, what do I mean by amalgamation of technologies? WhatsApp, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with, it has got a lot of technologies embedded, like messaging, group chat, phone calls, videos, forwards, posts, reply. These are all different set of technologies. So all of them have been, connected together to give you the platform which allows you to do whatever you are doing with WhatsApp right now. So all the different social media platforms are something like that. But each social media platforms are different. They have different purpose, and they need to be understood so that you are able to utilize that accordingly. Not all is everything same. So a lot of people have a misconception that digital marketing, social media marketing is same. They're not same. Social media marketing is actually a subset of digital marketing. So if you take digital marketing as a far more wider subject, so it includes social media marketing, but also uses different sort of what you call digital technology to connect with people at large, right? Includes things like blogs, apps, videos, a lot of them. And social media marketing is just one of it. So if you And also social media marketing is more or less using what is called inorganic or unpaid media. You don't pay really using social media. It's not that you cannot buy ads. You can buy ads for social media marketing, but it's mainly free. That's why it's interesting for people like us in the network industry. While digital marketing, you have to invariably buy media time, television time, app space for ads, screen time in different kind of websites. So you'll not have to use a fair bit of advertising spent in digital marketing. So why use social media marketing? I think more or less you're getting the broad idea, but just to put you some statistics which should not stun you. So for example, in India, there are close to about 700 million people in the internet. Can you ever imagine reaching out to 700 people? And as if all of you know, that network marketing actually can be done by anyone. Physically, whatever you are doing today, you can at the most reach out to your neighborhood, your state, your region, at the country. But if you really want to be in the global market, and with Magnus now going across borders, it's very, very critical to be familiar with social media marketing. You can actually reach out to billion people, right? If you really look at some of the statistics, these are India-specific statistics only. Monthly visits of people or unique visits. Many of us, have visits these sites multiple times, but technology allows you to identify unique visitors into a website. These are unique visitors into a website. It's phenomenal. A huge amount of people spend time in the internet all this time, right? If you look at Facebook, it's by far the largest marketplace in the world. A marketplace is, it's like any other marketplace or your neighborhood marketplace. It's where buyers and sellers meet. So Facebook is by far the largest marketplace, not only in India, but worldwide, with I think close to about 2.5 billion people right now. So out of about, maybe it's even more every day, it's going up. And it also has the largest number of user groups and communities. We'll talk later what's the importance and criticality of being members of user groups. Facebook by far has got thousands, maybe even millions of user groups where you can actually start interacting to talk about yourself and your company. Another few statistics: 2 out of every 3 Indian has a social media account because of smartphones. Most of the people are still male and in urban areas, but it's dramatically changing. And with free internet packages introduced by Jio, and even now very cheap, affordable internet packages, utilization has just skyrocketed, especially in the lockdown in the last few weeks. Right, so that's why social media is important. Now, what should be each and every person should have their own strategy. Strategy is very important. Strategy is nothing but understanding and belief of a few set of activities which each individual has to do to achieve certain goals. So like any other strategy, social media strategy also needs to be smart. So smart means it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, right? It should be something which is achievable. If you go and set up some goals which is not achievable, and I will give you some examples, it's useless. Then it has to be realistic and it has to be time bound, right? So let me give you an example. If someone comes and says that I want to, earn 10 lakh rupees a month from network marketing. Wow. I'm sure all of us would like it. I would love that. And I know it's possible, but that's not a goal. I would say at most it's a vision or it's a dream. It's not even a vision and a dream because none of them, that particular statement is not smart. It is not specific. Maybe it's specific. You want to earn 10 lakh. It's measurable, but it's, rest of the things are not in place. So if you just tweak that particular goal into like this, something like this, let's say, I want to earn 10 lakh rupees per month through network marketing in 3 years' time by learning and excelling in the techniques of social media marketing. That's a smart goal, right? So everything is specific, right? You're talking of time, you're talking of a particular goal, it's measurable, it's attainable. Yes, we have seen a lot of people, and I'm sure a few of them here, who have earned 10 lakh rupees a month, maybe more. They're also so it's attainable. It's definitely realistic because ordinary people have done it, and it's time bound. So I put some time, let's say 3 years. So to achieve that kind of a strategy or to build a strategy like this, you'll have to do something, right? So what do you have to do? You have to build certain assets. These assets are something like your profiles, your pages. You need to understand engagement tools and tips, and you will have to understand automation. Can you imagine today you have an opportunity to talk to maybe a million people. Now, if all these people started becoming active and they start interacting with you, trust me, you will need 72 hours in a day. You'll not have time. So you'll have to think of automation tools. And there are automation tools that you can understand. It's not something like a day one thing that you need to know, but that's something as you go ahead is something what you need to learn. You need to learn something about search engine optimization. We'll talk about that. It's a technique by which today, anything that you want today, first thing what you do, you go to Google and search, right? So a lot of people search for a lot of things. Anything that you want in the first thing, it's called, let me ask Google Uncle, right? That's what we joke and say. So Google Uncle has an ability to go and find millions of types of, zillions of types of information in the internet through a technology which is called search engine optimization. And you need to know how you can be found by people, right? We'll talk about the basics of it. It's a science on its own, right? We'll need to understand how do you create contents. Contents is king. It allows you to make people interactive with you, attractive with you. So content is of two types: own content, which is creating, and there are different ways of creating your own content. We'll talk about that. And curating. All of you are today more or less curators. So what you do when you go into your social media pages like Facebook, WhatsApp, you constantly keep on sharing, forwarding. So that's what you are doing. So the idea is to how you curate interesting topics, and we'll get some basic ideas about that. Right? And traffic boosters are again sets of rules, sets of activities which are simple by virtue of which you drive social media traffic into your page or into your home page or whatever kind of assets that you have. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about SEO basics, very, very basics. It's a must for all small and home business owners, right? If you have a company page, right? So that company page could be a separate web page, or it could be something like a fan page, right? By which you can drive people to come to you. SEO is not required if you are not having any of those. And there is a time when you need to have a fan page or your company own page. It's a call that you can personally take. There's no hard and fast rule. You can start right from the beginning, but having a page and not doing anything on it is the biggest mistake that you can think about. So you need to be mentally ready to develop a page of your own, and we can talk of that offline if you're really interested. The other word which is important for you is that you should be able to identify keywords by which your clients or potential future network members can search your or company website or your page. And this needs to be very, very critical and unique. There is a combination that you need to do of generic and unique keywords. Now it's a bit technical, but let me try and give you an example. Right? Let's say you are a small business owner or a home business owner out of, let's say, Patna, okay, in Bihar, and you want a business of network marketing. I'm making it simple for the majority of the people. Now, you would like people to come and look at your page. That's what ideally you would like to do, right? So if you go and do keywords like network marketer, MLM person, right? It's not very specific. There'll be millions of people. If you go and put like MLM network marketer or network marketer in Patna, Bihar, you use these keywords in some contents inside your web page, there is a far more likelihood of people coming and knowing you. Now, if you start putting something like network marketer using health or wellness products in particular area in, I don't know, it's been ages since I went to Patna, some locality in Patna. So what will happen, you are able to direct people coming to your website. So it's an art. It's something that needs an expert, right? And it's a continuous improvement journey. It's you don't, and you need to have, it's a regular process. So it needs an expert, it needs a consultant who needs to work on a web page. It's technical. Trust me, it's technical, and you just can't master it overnight. It's not that you cannot do it; you can do it also, but you need to have an expert to whom you need to give a goal, right? Give them some goal, and that goal could be: I need so many likes in my page, so many traffic in my page. I need so many people to interact. You can decide whatever you want. A good 20-minute session with an SEO guy, SEO consultant will help you drive keywords, define keywords and your goal, and then let him work on it. It'll take. You'll see if you have not done SEO. I'm telling you, when we started my business, the SEO thing about 4 years back, we were nowhere, in Google search page. And then we started putting about 7 or 8 keywords. We started landing up in first page of Google search in our business. And it's a journey. It keeps on dynamically changing. Competition will also do something. So you need to keep on doing it. And it gives you a lot of dividends. You can bet about if people can find you out, right? The other thing which is critical, but maybe bit difficult for you guys in the beginning. It's an art which needs a little bit of understanding. So it's called hashtags, right? I do not know whether people are familiar with hashtags, but just to give you an example, today, if you open up any media, print, digital, or social media or anything, you will see this sign, these hashtags and some words. Usually, if you use Twitter and all, many times if you see television program down below, especially for talk shows and all, you'll see trend, talk show like an Arnab talk show or a Times Now talk show. They will give a trend, hashtags, and something like that, right? So this is essentially a technique by which you are able. It's very, very I would say frequently used in Twitter and Instagram, which are two very popular social media platforms, where you are able to drive people into your site or to your link by using these hashtags. And hashtags, anyone can create a hashtag, but the idea is to choose something which will be eye-catching, and there are ways of doing it. For example, one of the powerful way to drive traffic is by using contents with current hashtags. So how do you find current trending hashtags? Go to Google, go to Twitter. On the top in the home page, if you just go and find trending hashtags, or you type trending hashtags of today, you'll get a list. Subscribe to some of these websites, which are free websites, to give you daily updates of trending hashtags, and try finding which is relevant to your business, right? Sometimes you have to use something which is not relevant, something which is generally public. For example, right now, everyone is talking about COVID, lockdown. And if you can create some contents using those hashtags and incorporate into your web page, into your fan page, invariably people will come and see you. It's different. They might not consume your content. That content could be a blog, could be a video, could be an ad or anything, but they will definitely see you. And if it's something interesting, they will come. That's how you typically utilize hashtags, right? Now let's spend some time on what are the different utilities for different platforms, right? Facebook, very, very critical. If you don't have a Facebook account, please go and start today. It's by far the most critical and must-have platform for people in small home and MLM business. You can't just live away without it. Twitter, it's again very, very popular amongst leaders and influencers. Twitter is a 142 character, I would say, broadcast platform. It's not a interactive platform. It's usually used by people as a one-way message, broadcasting a viewpoint, an idea, or curate a link to another article or something. It's just 142 characters, so you cannot write a story there. So you write something and put a link of another page, a video or something, or direct them to another website. It's usually very effectively used by influencers and leaders, because they have got millions of followers. So for example, our prime minister has got something like 53 million followers, if not more. It keeps on increasing. All big politicians, movie stars, and also if you want to reach to a large group of followers, you can't afford to have a one-on-one interaction. That's different. A lot of people who are followers may not know you. So how do you reach out to them? So you use a platform like Twitter, right? LinkedIn is, is the most critical platform if you are in a professional job, right? And also if as a network marketer, you want to attract people from the corporate world to come and work. It's a serious platform and you got to think a lot before. It's not Facebook. It's not, you can come and go, and we'll talk in details what to do in each of the platform. But it's a must-have platform for someone who is a professional, someone who wants to enhance his career, or if you have a company page and you want to showcase your achievements and accomplishments, it's something that you need to have, right? It's also a great tool if you are looking for a job, because most modern recruiters and headhunters would look at your LinkedIn site to see how active are you in. And if you are not active, you can say bye-bye. LinkedIn is the modern CV or the modern resume. I see someone raising a hand. Who's the moderator today?
You carry on, Pankaj. We will take question and answers later on.
Okay, thanks. Instagram is something which I recently started off it, so I can't give too much of comments on it, except the fact why I joined. It's because it's by far the most important platform for young adults. When I mean by young adults or millennials, people below 30, 35, it's the most popular platform. It's a platform for, again, broadcast. Mainly very little interaction happens, although it happens there, because you have individual followers and all. It's great for putting product images and videos and all. So it's something that you should use, and I recommend that you use, right? You will see later on, you will realize that whatever you are using of your current platforms, it's not the right way, because I've seen a lot of people in this industry who are inappropriately using their current platforms. So some of those things, what you are doing in your Facebook or in your WhatsApp, you should do it in Instagram. So that's why it's something which is important. The other one is YouTube, which is by far the most popular video platform. So if you create video contents, you should have, it's a serious platform. It's not easy to create followers there. It's mainly a consumption platform, but it's something you need to have. It takes time to build followers through YouTube, but some of the biggest leaders have got, if you are constantly developing videos. This is not uploading videos. This is your own videos. Right? This is very, very important. Now, creating videos is not easy. It needs time and it needs expertise. So if you reach to a stage, sometimes I'm sure in the next couple of months, all of you will become experts. Start using YouTube. It's a great way to promote. I think I don't need to say much about WhatsApp. All of you guys are expert, right? It's very, very popular. But later on, you'll learn some tips of how to best effectively utilize WhatsApp. But the another thing which I think a lot of people are not using, which is Facebook Messenger. If you are in Facebook, there is a messenger tool there. Very few people actually use it. One of the advantages of Facebook Messenger over any other messenger is that here you do not need the phone number of the person. If you want to reach out to a stranger, this is the best tool. Very rarely people block their Facebook Messenger. You can block if you want, but usually people don't do it. It's a great tool, and we will have some tips later on how to talk and engage with strangers. So this is something that you need to use. Okay, so I hope I'm clear on the different utilities of different platforms, and I will go little by little into each of them, what you need to do and how you need to do. So let me continue to the next part, which I believe is something what all of you need to understand and realize, which is the importance of personal branding. Obviously, the first question comes as to why you need personal branding, right? Because you need to know, and each of you individually are aware that you don't buy products, you follow or buy a brand. Whether it's your, daily consumption products, your, daily utilization, your groceries, your, your alcohol, your cigarettes, your car, you name it. You do not typically buy the product. There are hundreds of products in the same category. You follow a brand. In the network marketing, very rarely they do advertising. Because by philosophy, by very nature of the business, MLM do not do advertising. They use its distributors, its network members to do advertising. But if you start doing what many of you are doing in your pages, you are flooding your web pages, your social media pages with your social media company. Trust me, it's very irritating and it does not give you any mileage, because people who only know about your company will talk. That's not the way of doing it, and that's something what all of you need to change. And I've seen that everyone has been guilty of this. We will talk how you can structure your different pages. That's the second part, right? You have to create your own brand. That's important, right? People will follow you and whatever product and services that you are doing it. And I'll tell you, all big network leaders are having multiple line of business. Not necessarily multiple MLM companies, although there are instances of big people having multiple MLM companies, but they do a lot of other things. They may having their own mainline business. They might be into some other things. So if you create if you create your own brand and people are following you, then whatever that you are promoting and which you should know how to promote it, people will buy. So the advantage of personal branding is all a combination of that. You build trust, you differentiate from yourself from the competitor, right? You are able to create the aura of a go-to person. Everything that you need, people will go to you. It's a journey. Believe it or not, it's something you will see if you start building and working and believing in the whole concept of personal branding. It's a separate, I would say, chapter altogether again. If you need time, we can build up a course for this. It's not a training. It's a workshop. It's an exercise. It'll take months to build up a brand, and it needs a lot of hand-holding in terms of doing that. But we can think of as to how we can go about doing that. And you are known as an expert in your field if you're able to build a brand, whatever be the brand, right? And if you today see most famous personalities on their own, irrespective of their profession, is a brand. For example, Amitabh Bachchan, right? He has created a brand out of himself, and he does a lot of things. Today he does voiceover, he does ads, he does public speaking, he does coaching, he does motivational thing. Do you think only because of his movies? No, because he could create his personal brand by being in social media, right? And that's why people follow him. He's a great actor, no doubt about it. But although also he's an exception, he's a great speaker also. But people follow him. Whatever he does tomorrow will be utilized. So that's something. What's the importance of personal branding? And you attract ideal opportunities, whatever be the opportunity that you're representing. You may have a small home business or a small business of your own. If you create a personal brand out of yourself and you are known amongst your target group, people will come to you to follow and consume your products and services. Right now, the question comes with so many things to do, so many things to learn. Where do you start, right? So my suggestions for you: must-have social media platforms are Facebook, definitely Instagram, and this is for mainly network marketers and home businesses. Need not necessarily for small business owners. That's business specific. We can talk that separately. But this is definitely, no one will lose anything by not having in each of these platforms. This is a must-have. I think most of you will be in Facebook and WhatsApp. Maybe you're not in Instagram. Start doing on that. And desirable, which is if you have the skills and understanding of how to utilize these platforms like LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, you need to have that. They are desirable platforms that you need to have. As I said, being in a platform and not being active is actually defeating the whole purpose of being in those platforms. So you decide on your own, because the other three that you're talking about, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, are not easy to develop content. So that's why I have said, although they are the most powerful, if you can do something in those, you can, quickly establish your objectives. Now let's go into, excuse me, I'll just need to get a glass of water. Give me a sec. So the key is how do you start your social media platform? Some do's and don'ts, very critical. Please take notes. These are just the tip of the iceberg, but I believe these are the most critical icebergs, critical aspects about building your social media platform. I do not know if there are any other forums where you will learn this. This is something out of experience that I have not seen anyone teaching this. Although, I don't know, I shouldn't say that, it's not being taught. Maybe it's taught in some other place, but it's something which you will get instant gratification if you start following these tips. So let's look at Facebook and let's understand its objective. It's very simple. It's your primary page. It's a great place for public as well as private interaction with a wide range of people. As I said, it's the largest marketplace for all kind of products and services. So you get a lot of people. So it's something that you use it very effectively. If you want to create an awareness of yourself or your company, you should have it, right? It's a great to talk about updates on life events. Imagine, and it is in Facebook, there is a tag called life events. It is not a page, mind you, later on there'll be detailed do's and don'ts. It is not a page to go and update about your company's product updates and achievements. If that achievement is not linked to you, don't use Facebook for those kind of stuff. There are different pages for that. So it's your personal page and it has to be all about you, right? It's about creating communities of like-minded people. I'll talk a little bit more later when we talk about groups, right? And if you're hosting digital events, webinars, seminars, this, that, it's a great place to do an announcement. So let's start about, the beginning. How do you start about building your Facebook profile, right? Please note down all of these. So these are a snapshot of my Facebook, right? On the left is the desktop version and on the right is the mobile version. So once you go and update certain contents, automatically behind the technology allows and optimizes for desktop as well as mobile. So for you, it's important thing is to look first. I will talk only of 2 sections. There are about 10 different areas that you need to focus on building up your Facebook page. Let's talk only on the top 2, which has got the biggest impact. So one is the intro section, which is on the personal information. If you have your website, on the left-hand corner, after you go to settings, you will get a section called personal information, and you will get 2 things there. One is your information, public information, right? And your so in public information, you need to give a description of yours, which represents you. I have seen people going and saying, Magnesa executive working in so and so. Trust me, with all due respect, it's not what you should have. No one knows what is Magnesa. Even if they know it, and it's not the place, because you are using Facebook from today onwards, hopefully to get new customers, new members, right? And there is a way of doing it. You should not, people who advertise everything about their company, they do not attract people. And I am saying this not because I'm saying it. I am talking of this because there is something called human psychology. What attracts other human beings? There's a science behind it, and whatever I'm talking is basically that. So I think when you join network marketing, one of the advantages of network marketing is that you learn repeatable skills, right? Why reinvent the wheel when someone has done these things and have gained success? So use that. That's what I'm saying, right? So the first section is introduce something. Use something creatively for which you are passionate about yourself. That's the most critical thing. It should be able, for example, if you are, let's say, adventure loving people, and you like hiking, you like trekking and all, put that. It's a great way of communicating with someone your thought process. Put that something. I love traveling, and I've traveled. I was fortunate enough to travel in work to many countries, and I've loved it. I've started going back to some of those countries which I went on business trips slowly, and I hope I can do more. So that's what I put there. And the other 2 things, which is your display page. Here it should be casual, right? Facebook is a place where people come for light engagement, light entertainment, for humor. Don't go and put a page with tie and with this. It's not that it's bad. There's nothing called good or bad in social media, but use something which works well. Put something which is casual, right? And your cover picture, I have seen a lot of people going and putting their company's website or some products and all. Complete no. It should again be a reflection of your personality. Just to give you an example, I like outdoor activities. That's why I put a picture of a cycle trip with my friends. And, just a casual. You can go and put your holiday pictures there. That could also be some of your trips that you won under Magnesa. But remember, it should not be obvious that it's a company trip. There should be, the whole idea is to create attraction and curiosity, right? And that's the psychology behind this. So this is one section. You can immediately go and change on this because this is an action item which is within your hands. The next one is the second section, which is the public details. So if you have noticed in your Facebook pages, there are 9 pictures on the top, which is on the left-hand side if you look through a desktop, and if you look on your mobile, it's on the top. These are pictures which Facebook allows you to edit. You'll see a lot of pictures down below this, which are controlled by Facebook. It has different algorithms. It uses your latest things, your latest friends, your latest posts, and all those kind of things. I don't even know, and I have not even bothered to find out what is the logic behind those pictures. But these 9 pictures is something what you can control and use it well, because this is like your packaging. You are packaging yourself to the outside marketing. Remember, Facebook is a marketplace. And when you go to a supermarket, right, when there are thousands of products, what do you and how do you go and choose your favorite drink or your favorite chocolate? It's by the package, right? That's what is this all about. It's your package. And like all other products, you also have the liberty of changing your packaging. But don't do frequent. There has to be a way of able to put your personality through this picture. So it's in sync with the description. If you remember, my description was something to do with travel, so I put some of my travel pictures. Unfortunately, there's only 9, so I can use only 9, but use it. Do a statement, right? So this is 2 very small tips. Use it. You will see, and it's not that tomorrow people will jump running after you, but as I said, this is a process. You have to do a lot of small steps, and it starts going and helping you and giving you the kind of results. The last but not the least, there's a lot of things that needs to be done, but I'm just giving you 2 tips. On the top right of your desktop, on the website, on the mobile, I do not know how is it, because I use normally the desktop version for setting my privacy settings of my page. One thing is very important, guys, that Facebook is your business page. Don't let others use it. Meaning that control who can post in your page. And how do you do it? You go to settings, go to privacy. There are a lot of options there of who can see, who cannot see, who can put contents, who can tag you. Make sure that you put the restriction by putting a simple thing, only post your approval. Don't keep it open. The moment you keep it open, people will flood your page, what you call your timeline, especially in Facebook, with all kind of rotten stuff, which does not give you the opportunity to showcase yourself. So it's very, very important, right? It's a small mistake. Many people does it. Do it immediately. Control the settings, okay? It's a full chapter again. What are the different kind of controls that you have? But from a core requirement perspective of using Facebook as a self-branding or a personality building page, these 3-4 tips are good enough, okay? Now let's talk about a little bit of behavior. How do you behave in Facebook? So what are the do's? Please mind them and note them and start practicing them. Okay, do's. It's a page to showcase your lifestyle, right? Your lifestyle could be your travel updates, your meeting and get together with friends and families, right? It could be your personal and family achievements, success. You should be proud of your success and showcase. There's a lot of people I don't want to. I'm a very introvert. I don't want to do it. Come on, if you want to use social media as a platform to get new customers, they need to goddamn see your success. Be proud of it, right? Show it, right? And again, mind you, I'm talking of personal success. Yes, if you have gone and won an award, you have won a car, go and put it, right? But question critical. I mean, it's a thin line between do that. If it becomes obvious that if you have won it as a part of a company, I have the reservation of saying that, don't put a picture or a post which has got the company name, right? Make people be curious. Hey, how did you get that car? There's more curiosity. That's the whole idea of attraction marketing. People should come to you. If they just see and they already know that you have won, you have lost that opportunity of creating curiosity. And the whole idea is about creating curiosity, right? Another great thing, which is you tag people, especially on group activities. If you're working on groups, I will talk to you a little bit more on group activities. Tag people who you want to attract attention. Tagging people allows them to see you, notice you, and you're giving them an opportunity. Share past successful memories. Now, this is a new technology which Facebook started about, I think, a year back. So they are actually recollecting memories of past year, 1 year, 2 year, 4, and I'm sure everyone has seen it. If you have seen something good of the past coming in, a past success or something like that, quickly share. Why I'm talking about is because human psychology, which is nothing but a set of chemical reactions. Now, when you put something in social media, you feel good when someone likes it, right? Why? Because it generates or it triggers a chemical reaction, and that's why you feel good. And that's why I'm saying there's a science behind it. So if there's something good which has happened in the past, share it. It's an opportunity, right? Celebrate reunions. This again, psychology has proved that reunions, which is like with old mates, old classmates, college mates, old colleagues, when you meet, right? Whether you meet, and we do that very often, and we do a lot of celebrations. We have great fun. We have go to movies together, parties that put pictures. It's a great way of showing that you're a socializer. People like to get involved with people who are popular with others. It's something in a great way of, at the end of the day, you may not like to be in part of a crowd. There are, but there's no harm in actually showing that. So that's something. Celebrate reunions, right? Share happiness and humor. That's something great. And I'm only talking about do's right now. There's a whole list of don'ts. Shall come to that. Participate and engage with people, especially with whom you want to build an image. So it could be a potential customer, potential, friend, or, you engage with them. Straight away, don't talk with them. It's a step-by-step process. Start participating in their post. If they write something, like them, put up a comment, appreciate it. People like that. People like that recognition. So you're doing it slowly, right? You're trying to build rapport with that person, right? Follow trends and contribute with contents on those trends. So, for example, if there is something which is becoming popular in a group, could be about something new products, or it could be some new services, or a great piece of news somewhere, share it, right? People like, especially in a small group. It could also be through your public page. Either way, I will leave that choice to you. But again, public page, remember, it's a page where all kinds of people come. So, for example, if you are wanting to promote, let's say, a wellness product, right, out of your portfolio into a wellness group, it's no point going and putting a cleanliness product update in that, right, through your public profile. You go and post that only in that group, right? So that's the way, you're talking about specific content. Another very critical thing, it's a big mistake that many of us do. I did it when I started using Facebook 6-7 years back. My public profile was blocked. So when the public profile is blocked, which you do it from your settings, people only see your display page and cover page, nothing, everything is blank. So remember, a lot of strangers are going to interact with you in Facebook. So the first thing that they will do is go and look at your page. And if you're not allowing anyone to come and see your public page, you're losing an opportunity to attract a potential customer. So you need to put some contents which are meaningful and relevant to give an image about yourself into public domain. And how do you do it? It's very simple. When you go and share something, on the top, there is something called share to or something like that. There's got 3 or 4 options. Friends, only me, custom, and public, use public, right? It's very simple. Once you go and do that, you should be able to do that. So put contents which gives you, gives the viewer an idea about you as a person. Again, nothing about the company, right? That's very, very important. So these were all do's. Start doing that. You will see immediate results in terms of, you will start moving in the right direction when you start doing it. What are the don'ts? Very important. I already told you, allow contents only with your permission. It's your business page. Honor it, use it. It's your biggest asset that you can have. Despite all your experience, skills is also one asset, but this is the biggest asset that you can have to reach out to strangers. So don't allow others to come and contribute to your page. Do not promote your business directly. Very, very, very important, right? People might feel hurt, especially maybe, it's nothing personal against any of you, friends. It's based on experience, I'm telling you. And this is not my experience. This is experience of people who have made themselves, famous and successful in network marketing. They do not brand, they do not talk about their products. Very subtly, you can talk about it, but not directly. Do not post product videos or pictures. If you have a company fan page, or if you may run a small fan page of your home business, which could be network marketing, there you can use it. It's allowable. But if you're only having that as a business, don't do it, because you are restricting yourself to do and start another business, right? People will only see you doing that. Tomorrow you come with something else, they will ask 1,000 different questions. What happened to your previous company? This, that. But if you are successful, if you become a personal brand, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a simple example. Whether Amitabh Bachchan's movie is successful or unsuccessful, he is always a brand, right? Because he has created that. He is not dependent only on his success of his movies. So you are not dependent on the success of your company, because it's not you. There are millions of people who are as a part of this business. It's doing great right now, but you should always be prepared for the ultimate things, right? It's you need to be selfish, and that's what it is. You are promoting yourself. Don't post controversial topics on politics and religion. This is very, very critical. You do not want to antagonize anyone, because you'll have to talk with a lot kind of people. You may have a personal opinion, you may follow a certain ideology. Great, keep it with yourself. Talk with close friends in a close environment, not in a public place. Complete no, right? This is very, very critical. Another thing, don't get into argument and confrontation in public. I have seen so many people going and commenting in some others' contents, and you get into an argument. It is, it's sometimes it's funny, but it's atrocious. You shouldn't do anything of that sort. Be someone who is responsible, right? Use it to celebrate, share good things, right? Whatever it personally, professionally, there's that, but no controversies, right? Don't share gloomy and sad topics. If you now go and start seeing pictures today, everyone is, I have been conscious. I think many people have started seeing my Facebook of late, ever since the last training. If you go and scroll, whether you are my friend or you are not my friend, you will not see any gloomy topics into my Facebook, right? Maybe 3 months back or 2 months back, I used to have some controversial things into it. I used to do it because I was not really trying to get into network marketing. Then I realized I still have a successful business, and when I got interested into it, I said, no, I need to change. So I made the change. So there's no you can learn and teach at any time, and that's what this industry talks about. So I learned, right, and I've started utilizing it. So very, very important. Please do that. Okay. Instagram, something very similar. The only difference is that it's here you can directly go and promote your products. It's for some reason it is considered acceptable, right? Strange, you cannot describe these. There's the science behind it, but it somehow became a trend. So today, companies and network marketers, you are allowed to go and put posts, but here you do it by using hashtags, right? So how you do it is essentially find the right groups and followers, right? I will talk about the next stage. Tag them when you start posting your product videos and images. That makes people who are or could be interested for those products and services, give them a chance that they will be able to see you. Again, remember that there are millions of people there, and for example, if you're network marketing, I do not know many of you personally, but I have studied this industry in the last couple of weeks. For example, if you're able to get, let's say, I don't know how many leads you get or how many outbound calls and efforts that you make, but if you're able to recruit 10 people into your network every month, right? In the current process, you may have to talk to 100 people or maybe even more, right? Sometimes it becomes physically very, very difficult, right? And I have seen and I've heard people have in 3, 4, 5 years have only got, 50, 60, 100 people as primary recruiters, or they're in the primary group. And through that, imagine if you're able to get 10 people to come and join you, what will be the state of your business? It will exponentially grow, right? So there is a way of doing it, of promoting your products, and you use Instagram. And another thing is that a lot of youths are getting into network marketing because it's a great, it's a great platform to socialize, connect with people. Good, they're great fun into that, and it gives you an opportunity to be financially independent, right? So youths are doing it, and especially now with so much of pressure in jobs and jobs at stake. So that's why it's important to be part of Instagram. And as I told in the beginning, I'm just 1 month old into this. So I still do not know a lot of things. I will come and update my experience perhaps in 3-4 months time. Okay. Setting a profile, very simple. It takes 2 minutes to start up an account. Go create a list of influencers of your target group. So if you want to target wellness, cleanliness, network marketers, go and choose your own type of groups that you want to interact with people, right? No hard and fast rule. You can have 10, 20, 30 n number of groups that you can have, and start by creating a list of followers, both public as well as private, and then you'll start seeing traffic into your Instagram page. Profile behavior, I won't repeat, very, very similar to Facebook. Don't use any politics, this kind of stuff. Stick to your products, stick to your achievements and this. Be responsible. This is important. Be socially responsible. No one comes and regulates social media. We are living in a democratic country. We're not in China, right? No one is coming and controlling what you put, but be responsible yourself. Self-regulate yourself, put good, positive things, and you'll start seeing people following you. Next is profile objective for LinkedIn. Now, this is for people who would like to use this platform. It's not necessary, as I said in the beginning. It's something which is a desirable platform to have. It's important for people who are an employee, who are a professional. Even in MLM, you can use it, but it's not of much use unless you want to recruit professional executive to be part of your network. Then it's great, right? So again, you got to go and understand that this is the primary social media platform for corporate executives, right? This is not a place to share, and we'll talk about what you can do. This is mainly for serious topics relating to business, career, trends, research topics. It's a serious platform, right? And if you start misusing it, people will just ignore you, right? I believe this is the most difficult platform to maintain, but it gives you tremendous recognition, right? It's something that you need to use. It's a great tool that people can use to enhance their careers, whether within their own company or in the future, in the different companies. It's something you need to have. Many a time what happens, if you are in a job and you are, and maybe there are a lot of these people here who got frustrated because they have not got recognized. They feel that they have not, and I have been, a part of this. I decided to quit my business after 22 years at a global position because I felt that I had enough. I was not getting recognized, and I didn't. At that time, I never looked for a job in my life. I always got my jobs, so I never used LinkedIn that time. I'm talking about way back in 2012. But if I had known that psychology, then I would have gone and created a profile where I am known in the community and I would have got a better job, or my company would have given me a better profile because I am popular. I make opinion. And if I put a strong opinion in the marketplace, if 5,000 people know me, that means 50,000 people can see me. It's a powerful position to be in. So that's why it's important. So that's why recruiters, headhunters look at how active are you on LinkedIn. And if you are not there, even if you're a great candidate for a particular job, it's likely that you might not even call for an interview, right? It's a great place for showcasing your professional milestone and achievements. One very unique thing about LinkedIn is that it gives you an ability to collect recommendations and also give recommendations. It's a very, very powerful tool. Use it. Give and take recommendation. From where you can take recommendation, you can take from colleagues, you can take from your bosses, your past company colleagues, suppliers, you can name it. There's no hard and fast rule. And the best part of recommendation is that if they give you a bad recommendation, don't publish it. As simple as that. Right? So create a list of people who you feel you can get a good recommendation. Send an invitation to them, and it's a way, you can learn that. It's simple. And you get something good. When someone talks something good about you, publish it. Feel proud about it, right? So that way other people comes to know about it, right? So it's important. It's a great platform for showing your skills. You may have special skills. You have a special, certificate in something, maybe a Six Sigma certificate or a project management consultant or whatever it is. You showcase that. It's something like, it's a very powerful resume, right? In a structured way. So that allows you to go and showcasing yourself. It's a great, great platform for networking with potential employers as well as employees. I have recruited people in my current company as well as in my previous job through LinkedIn, right? And remember that close to about 90% of jobs for senior people, right? People who are 40 plus, usually are not advertised. They are privately recruited through networks, and LinkedIn is one of the tools. So it's essentially for those kind of people. It's again, if you're in the MLM business, it's a great platform to recruit experienced people, right? Again, there's a way of doing it. You just can't jump away into it, and we'll talk about that when we are in the section of talking with strangers, right? Again, some basic do's and don'ts of network setting up your profile. LinkedIn is far more easier to set your profile, right? There are some sections. When you go and open your account, you will start seeing sections, about your details, your education background. I think there are, if I'm not mistaken, about 14 sections. Just by completing one, you can publish your page, but it will take you some time, maybe 2-3 weeks to gather all the information, but complete all the sections, right? And when you complete all the sections, LinkedIn gives you an award called All-Star, right? So till you don't reach All-Star, it will show you a progress, 8 out of 10 or 10 or 14 or whatever be. So keep on completing that. It takes some time. Doesn't matter. But the idea is that, we can have a private session on this, but idea is that collect all the information which are relevant for you to showcase yourself first before you start creating your page. If you have not created a page. And if you already have created a page and you have not done and completed all the section, please go and do it. Right? That's very important. And do that in chronological order. If you are doing something, do in the right year. I think now it automatically sets it up. So you can start off with your oldest job first, but automatically it sets it up. I think there was a time, maybe some time back, it was not showing, but I'm not too sure right now. But at least start doing that in chronological order, starting from your education, your profession, and if you are in MLM and you have had great company success, you can go and show it. It's a great platform to do that. They will see that. And by the way, it's you are running a business, right? And treat it like a proper business and showcase it. People will definitely see it. And there is and I have seen this. Somehow in India, network marketing is not seen as a mainline profession. Come on, it's a mainline profession. You might be doing it part-time, but it's a bloody serious profession. So use it that way. I've seen profiles of very famous people, they are extremely, I would say, conscious about the fact of their image. It need not or should not be seen as a side thing. It's a primary thing. You might still be doing it part-time, but show it, right? Include achievements and skills. If you are beginning, if you're starting now, right, and you've just started, you don't have too much of great achievements in your network business, I would say don't do it. Don't start your profile in LinkedIn. You wait for some time, start seeing some achievements, right, and then you do it. That's why I said this is not the primary platform that you need to use. It's something which is desirable, and you can start using it judiciously. Again, it's a great place for recommendations, collect recommendations, right? So this is about LinkedIn. Let's jump to some behaviors, do's. Very, very important. Start following influencers. Whoever you believe are your target group influencers or your personal influencers. Could be politicians, could be business leaders, could be social leaders. Follow them. There are two things that happens when you follow. Again, I'm saying whatever I'm saying here, there is a reason and a science behind it. So when you follow a big guy or a famous person, what happens? A lot of people start visiting that particular person's page. So tomorrow, if you start contributing something into that page, right, all the algorithms that are there in social media allows people to see you. So you will be noticed. And trust me, I have got, I'm not a famous person, but I have started following people and actually commenting, and I've got feedbacks coming from Shashi Tharoor, from Anand Mahindra, from a few other people, because I liked few of them. I commented on them and they liked it. And suddenly, when a famous person like this starts noticing you, the millions of them, there's a chance that they will also see you. So that's an opportunity. So you use it, right? Start engaging with people through likes and comments with whom you want to build a relationship, right? So you want to hire someone or you want to make him part of your network, start following him, start liking his things. That's a strategy, step by step. Everything isn't, don't be in a hurry. Whatever you're doing, if you start going and implementing from day one tomorrow, what you'll see that you'll not get any success. You have to follow the process. There's no shortcut to success, trust me, right? You have to do step by step. Post achievements and accomplishment. I think I've told you a number of times. Regularly post relevant and interesting topics. Curation is critical. If you cannot create your own content, start curating it. We have a separate sections on creating contents, right? Use that in LinkedIn a lot, and give and take recommendations. Very important, right? It's something which is very critical. Also, it has got its own sets of don'ts. Do not put personal stuff. LinkedIn is not the platform for family stuff, right? Family activities, achievements of daughters and fathers and all this. Don't put it. It's not very professional. Although people have used it, but again, research and studies have shown that it is not taken lightly. No one will stop you from doing that, but don't do it. Again, don't put controversial topics on politics and religion. This is something I think all of India needs some lessons on this. Social media has become a very toxic marketplace because of this. But can't help it. You can't control anything. Again, don't promote products. There are opportunities to create a professional page for your company or for the company that you're representing. There you can go and post something about the company, but not on your personal page, right? So this is about LinkedIn. Let's look at some of the instant messaging platforms. There are lots of them, WhatsApp, Telegram, Skype, Facebook Messenger, there are hundreds of them, right? So you need to be on top of a few of them. So it's a great tool for keeping in touch personally and groups, right? It's something which is used to promote events and activities. But again, don't spam, right? Spam means, so if you are, let's say, in a Magnesa group, it's okay. It's sharing things there, it's okay. But if you're in a schoolboys or a schoolmates group or you're in an ex-colleagues group, don't go and put your company's products and links. I've seen so many people, you go to these spam groups in Facebook or in Instagram, moment you put something, you've got hundreds of messages coming, this is my plan, 5,000 rupees invest. It's stupid, absolutely stupid. No one cares about this kind of stuff. Don't use that. Be in groups. And there are techniques of how you introduce your company, products, and services there. This is all a part and parcel of attraction marketing, right? And you will learn it maybe by the end of this, or even start utilizing it. It's something, especially in the section when we're talking about talking with strangers, you'll come to know as to how you can utilize these groups to promote about your company and product. It's a very subtle way of doing it. And when you do it right, trust me, you get lots of people coming to you to whatever it is, right? But be very, very professional in how you do it, right? Now, this could be a very interesting section if you really want to create content, but I must warn you that this needs serious coaching and it needs serious kind of hand-holding, especially people who are new or in the beginning of their career, who are young. It needs, by virtue of gray hairs like us, you have a lot of experiences. So experiences makes you know a lot of things, so you can start visualizing what contents can be relevant for what kind of people. But somehow that it's not that you, being young, you cannot learn that, but yes, it needs coaching, right? So let me give you basic tips of content creation strategy. So personal content, which is for your Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, right? First of all, basic tips, learn the basics of digital photography. I have seen people posting such bad pictures. Learning digital photography is nothing, go to a web page, learn a few basic things like angles, pictures, lighting and all. Use them. It just makes it more attractive, right? Just learn them. It'll take you maybe one day to do that, because 95% of the photographs that you post in social media will be taken by your phone, and phone cameras are not the best. So you need to know those basics. Search on trends in Twitter relevant to your business. So you or Google search. You'll daily get some trends. Very important. Note down those trends and create and curate relevant topics. Let me try and give you an example. For example, right now, I do not know what's the exact hashtag, but everyone is, you may go and check it up. If you go to Google and check latest trends or latest hashtag trends on Twitter, they will talk about post-lockdown effect or something of those sort. Maybe it got created by someone. And in certain pages, you will actually see how many number of hits or followers are on that trend, right? So everyone is today now both concerned, curious, planning as to how they will start operating in their individual lives or professional lives post the lockdown is over. Right? It's a hot topic right now. If you're able to share contents, which is either an opinion of some leader or you create your own opinion or contents or something like that and post, there's a chance that a lot of people will, the eyeball, a lot of people will see that, right? Because it's a different thing. They may not read it, but they will definitely notice it. Now, if you keep on posting contents which are relevant frequently, right? What happens? People start noticing you. You are not creating any contents, only you are posting relevant contents. So people, and trust me, people notices. They might not react, they might not like, they might not, but there is no way that people are not noticing it. They will notice you. And the beauty about this whole thing is that if you follow your DMO, the daily method of operation, it's impossible not to catch the eye. So that's why DMO becomes so important. And this basic tips of doing it. But again, you got to be careful. This is again the, within the inverted commas. If you are putting topic and there is a discussion happening and you are not able to contribute, you will look like a fool, right? For example, if you are not familiar with, let's say, economics, I'll just give you an example, and you go and put a thing, effect of economics post-COVID-19, and people start interacting with you and you do not know anything, you look stupid. Don't make that mistakes. So that's why there's a strategy of content creation. You should curate content of things where you can contribute in a conversation. So that's why it's important to gain knowledge, right? So for example, if you are putting something on wellness group about some benefits of some of your products, and you do not know the benefits of your products well, you can rest imagine what will happen. People ask me, hey, by the way, what happens when this product, and you're not able to respond, nothing will happen, but people will think, yeah, this guy is just putting it for the sake of putting it. So you get my point. So that's something very important. So you need to create and have a strategy around what you can put. And for each and every individual, this strategy will be unique, right? And it's one size does not fit all. So that's why it's important. That's why I said subscribe to relevant industry segment. If you want to put yourself into a pedestal of being an expert, right? You may need not be an expert. That's one of the beauties about social media. But you can project yourself that you are an expert by doing few things which 95% of the people in that segment will not do, which is understand what's happening in industry, which are the latest trend, what are the challenges and opportunities. Trust me, you are better than 95% of the people in that industry. So you are an expert. If you're the top 5%, you are an expert, right? So that's how this is the basic tips about content curation. And last but not the least, share knowledge. Today's world is the knowledge economy, right? And there was a time, not too long in the distant past, that people were thinking that if I have some knowledge, let me keep it selfish, right? It's gone. That psychology doesn't work anymore. And more often in the network marketing industry, where it's all about people, you need to share, right? Share whatever that you have, what you know. That's how people, start respecting you, right? And it has happened because I've had, careers in different kind of industries. I've seen a lot of people who are good in their field, but what they do, they feel, yeah, if I go and share this with my colleagues, with my peers, with my juniors, mera kya hoga, right? So it's not like that. And that's what differentiates leaders from just good people, right? It's very, very important. Professionally, in terms of contents, this is especially, it goes for people who are maintaining their own company page. Make sure that you use high quality pictures and videos of products. Remember, it's like packaging. If you have a bad packaging, maybe because I come from the advertising market, maybe I'm a bit sensitive more to that. When I see a bad print or a bad thing, I say, yeah, this product is not, this company is good for nothing. But it's again human psychology, right? If you are not presenting your product well, videos not, hazy pictures, you don't get a good impression. So make sure that you use good quality products and photographs. Develop case studies on various customers. Extremely important, especially in network marketing industry. I think it is, I can offer my little bit of experience that I have on behalf of the entire community. I can help to curate some case studies. Unfortunately, there's not enough good case studies, but I'm sure there are zillions of them with so many successful people. Create some good case studies. Case studies could be in a form of an interview. It could be a small PDF, could be a flyer, so many things. It takes typically one day to create a very high quality professional case study, right? But there's a method in this whole madness, and it needs certain guidelines. And that's what I'm trying to say. We should do it, and all of us can start using it, right? But again, it's again a journey. Now, if tomorrow's example, a case study comes out for one successful, let's say, a housewife who has become very successful in Magnesa, and tomorrow 300,000 people post that in all kind of social media, you can understand what will happen. It will look like, hey, this madness. And I've started noticing some pages of a lot of people from this community that the same content is there in different Facebook. It clearly shows that there's lack of content, right? So it's important. So it has to be a journey. Collect short video testimonials of upline and downline. It's beautiful, ask them, set a few questions, do a quick 2 minutes kind of a video, post it. It's so personal. It feels so good. Doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Make sure that, it's good content about their success, experience, put that. It's very, very powerful brand building. Not only for the person who does it, right? also for the person who receives it, because everyone wants to get acknowledged. So you are sharing goodwill. You are creating good, positive energy within the community, right? That's what typically it does. And it's already being done beautifully, things like Hall of Fame and all those contests, and it's great. But a small video there at a personal level creates so much of impact. Psychologically, it feels great that it can be done. And it can be done regularly with so many people. I think there's some 300, 400,000 members. And if each people knows, maybe, I do not know, 10 people, 20 people with whom you can do, I think you have contents for the rest of your life, right? The only thing is how you do it. Conduct interviews of key network professionals, whether within the company or outside the company. It's critical. As I said, it's all about sharing knowledge. It's something which, again, creates a lot of goodwill and sharing of, what I would call experience and knowledge. Is something which is respected when you are sharing this in the professional world, right? I hope it's clear. I know, on one page you cannot create. This is a course that I do, and it usually takes about 10, 15 sessions because it's a step-by-step kind of stuff. So I just thought that, give you some of the key points which help you to start tomorrow. This is another thing which was not there in the last presentation, that this is a new tool that I learned just last week. It's called IFTT, if this, then that. It's a very interesting tool. It's IFTT.com. So what it allows you to manage all your platforms. So if you post something for, let's say, Facebook, you have to go and again create or copy paste that into LinkedIn or this and this. It's cumbersome. So if you start becoming very content creator heavy, and you end up spending half a day in only building and content or posting content. Who has got that kind of time? So this platform allows you to create one content and adapt it to different platform by click of a button. Oh, it's brilliant. And the best part of it, it's free, right? So it's something which I encourage you to go and look. The moment you start become a serious content creator, I hope they don't start, making money out of this platform tomorrow, because it's such a beautiful tool. It's amazing, right? So start using it, and you'll see immediate, success out of that. It's available on, iOS, Android, website, everything, right? IFTT.com. Okay, now let's talk a little bit on the whole theory behind. So what I taught you, or what I shared with you so far, was some of the get ready things, some of the principles, do's and don'ts of different platform. I gave you the idea about what platform to be used for what, right? And what you should do in each of them. Basically, I was preparing you to start utilizing the principles of attraction marketing. So from this, till now, there were also a lot of tips, but those tips were essentially to set you up to start engaging in the marketplace. The slides from now on are real hardcore tips for you to start getting success, right? This is something which, I'm sure you will see immediate results in your business starting from tomorrow, right? But first you need to understand the principles of attraction marketing. It's a very simple principle based on human psychology. So let's understand what is attraction marketing. I told you about that. It's that marketing concept or strategy which builds a certain amount of regular activities, which makes a people wanting. The key word is people wanting your products to come to you to buy, right? You don't have to chase people. A lot of people has that belief, or they may even be have been told that you got to chase people to sell products or get people into your network. It's an old-fashioned way of doing things. I'm not saying that you don't have to do it. Trust me, you'll have to do it. You have to chase people, but do it smartly. I think the key is how to work smart, not how to work hard, right? Even donkeys work hard, right? I don't mean to say anything like that, but you got to work smart. And that's what I'm trying to basically sensitize you upon. So it works as a magnet for recruiters or your customers. It is a wrong word. I use it for different training, to view your profiles or to come and see your page, right? So that's something which is very important. So it's based on a principle of BES. Engrave this into your mind. And once you know it, trust me, everything is simple. Once I go through this slide, everything else will make sense of what you have learned so far, and the rest of them will just fall in place. So the concept of BES is building your audience, right? Who's your audience? People whom you want to engage, whom you want to target, whom you want to sell your products, or whom you want to recruit. So first, build your audience. Second, engage with your audience, and then only sell to your audience, right? So if you have realized this so far, maybe we were doing just the ulta way, the opposite way. We were selling to our audience, reaching out to strangers, immediately selling, hey, do you want to make side money? I have a great plan. This is typical spamming, which you see in all the groups that you are there, in all, whether it's a WhatsApp group or a Facebook group, which is related to spam, MLM, or putting your own, plan into your page. Oh, it's a great company to work. Nothing bad about it. But what you're doing, you're selling. You cannot sell to someone without engaging. So you got to build rapport, right? Once you build rapport, then you can start selling. But you can't build rapport with anyone unless you have an audience. So that's why it's the opposite way. You got to build your audience. You got to engage with them, build some rapport with them, and then start selling. And once you get the next slides, things will be clear. So this is the principle of attraction marketing. If you understand that principle, everything else is, whatever you do, always you have to ask yourself, is it B, is it E, is it S? Moment you are able to differentiate between them, you're clear. Okay? And it's a continuous journey. Today, it's just the tip of the iceberg, just to allow the principles. There are a lot of techniques, there are a lot of tips that you can think about doing it. But if you get the basics, many of you are already experienced people. You have already been successful in your businesses, whether professional, in a traditional business or your network business. What helps in these kind of, when you learn things, and this is not my principle, by the way, this is something which successful people have done it. So when you learn something like this, it makes you realize that, hey, yes, I should do something like this. So you can start implementing it immediately and you start seeing results, because it is bound to show you results, because it has shown results for thousands of people, right? So that's what attraction marketing is all about, right? So now, how do you do prospecting through social media groups? So prospecting is hunting for potential customers, right? Again, remember, build, engage, and sell. Right? So prospecting is how do you do it? So I'm giving you basic tips. So join groups of your interest, right? In Facebook and LinkedIn or in Meetup. I do not know how many people have seen Meetup. It's not that popular in India, but it's beginning to get popular in the bigger cities. It's a social media platform called Meetup, www.meetup.com. It allows an individual to go and create a group of like-minded, interested people. For example, you might like cycling, create a cycling group. You might like barbecuing, create a barbecue. There are hundreds and thousands of groups. If you are interested in something, again, of your interest, this is not a place to go and sell. I told you first, this is a place to build. You're building an audience. So go and join as much of groups of your interest area and participate. If it's something which is interesting for you, you will love to do it, right? If you love cooking and you go and meet a cooking group, right? They might have a cooking contest, or they might all kind of stuff, right? It's great. It's a great tool. I used to be in so many groups when I used to be in Hong Kong and Singapore. I met so many friends, right? But after late, I've not been able to do, and obviously now with all this lockdown and all, it's tough for us. But I'm sure this will all go out. There are a lot of, I think even I have not seen of late. I'm sure there must be a lot of digital meetup groups right now, because I know there's a lot of these Zoom meetings which are taking place between friends and colleagues and old reunions. I've part of them, so it's great. It's all a wonderful way of getting like-minded people to talk. You are building your audience by joining these groups. If you're part of this group, start creating events as well as virtual events, right? If they're all and do it. It's not necessarily only for, if you're trying to get a group of people, try inviting upline, member for this. But again, the trick is you need to do it. You need to run it. If you want to create your own personal brand, take initiative from your side. And again, if you're creating a user group of safe interest, You don't sell there, you start engaging with them. Selling is always one-to-one, is never in public forum. So that's what I'm talking about. The principles of attraction marketing, BE. Build and engage is public, sell is private. But what I have seen with most people, if they're selling in public, and that's why the success rate is less. I'm not saying there's no success, but success rate is low, right? So that's why it's important. So participate in regular conversation is all again part of engagement. Build rapport, so again part of engagement, right? Join all kinds of groups, colleagues, ex-colleagues, schoolmates is all part of building, right? So continuously everything will now fall into whatever activities that you are going to do starting from now will have to fall under either of those three things: build, engage, or sell. So that's why it becomes very clear, right, of what you are doing. And last but not the least, never again send company or product information on groups. Complete no, right? Moment you do it, it's a selling. I told you, build and engage public, sell in private. Keep that philosophy in mind and you'll start seeing success. Now let's talk about how do you engage. Obviously, a lot of people will start questioning, hey, how the hell do I go and start with a stranger, right? Again, like saying that, why reinvent the wheel when experts have been doing this for donkey's years? Learn those basic tips, right? That's what I'm sharing. First of all, build rapport through general conversation. So what's a general confirmation? Simple thing. Hello, how are you? I've seen you in the group quite often and thought of reaching out to you. Or if you're already active in the group, if you remember, I told you that, start liking people's comments, people's posts. They're already noticing you. You're already, maybe you're already exchanging in public certain comments together. So there's always some amount of familiarity. So the moment you start reaching to him privately, right? That's why Facebook Messenger is important. Opening statement like this, who will say no or who will not positively respond to you? Everyone, right? I'll be astonished and surprised if someone reacts to it negatively. Did I teach you anything new, or it's just simple psychology? That's what you do. All your building activities and engaging in public, and it's followed by a simple message like this. Boom, you have a conversation, right? Simple question. I hope your business or job is doing well. These are tips. You can create your own opening statement. The trick is nothing to do about your company. How long have you been in the group? These are all kind of examples. I'm new in the group and just wanted to find what's interesting there. All simple. The basic tips is that never pitch for any business without building rapport for at least 2-3 sessions, right? These 2-3 sessions could be long sessions, short sessions, but most human being, there's a subconsciously you realize when you are comfortable with someone else. It's it's simple like friendship, right? Or when you are dating, right? You go 1 day, 2 date, you start getting comfortable. It's as simple as that. It's psychology. When you sense that, right, that's the time to do pitch. And again, I'll teach you another technique, which is called test closing or soft pitch, right? This is very important. So this is very important. Please remember this. Believe it or not, if you learn only this, I think you'll learn enough. You don't need to do anything else, which is the engaging ideas or engaging statements with strangers. So the next one is something called test closing. This is a serious thing and it needs expertise and practice. But I can assure you that if you start practicing it, you will master this, right? This is something, again, part of human psychology, or, if they teach you in sales training, it's all about questioning techniques, right? So I'll give you a little bit of. So how to attract a prospect? There's a philosophy of a person called Ray Higdon. He's a very famous 7-figure network marketing professional worldwide. Last year, he made $6 million. He's been in the network industry for about 7 years. He started when he was on debt for $30,000. And in a span of 3 months, 3 or 6 months, he became a 6-figure earner. And he's an amazing personality. He's got his own website. He's got his own community. I will encourage that, go and find him out. So he's got this principle and he does coaching, the expensive coaching that he does, but amazing. He's an amazing guy. I attended one of his course, the 4 sessions course over 3-4 days. Mind-boggling. right? So he teaches what is called questioning velocity, or why principle. And I will just give you the tips of this. So you can actually start off with a conversation after you build up a rapport with a person. Now you're doing test closing, and you start off with saying, hey, no, by the way, are you open to a side project if it does not harm or hamper whatever you are doing, right? So you are not starting off with interested. Many people will say, hey, are you interested in some side income? Many people will say, they will just say, most likely you'll say that within 8 cases out of 10, they will say, no, I'm not interested. Right? I'm sure most of you have personally experienced that. But if you say, and use the word open, are you open to a side project if it does not hamper whatever you are doing? There's a likelihood 9 cases out of 10, everyone will be saying, yes, why not? That will be the question, right? Very few will say no. Or they might say, what is it? This will be the typical kind of answers you will get. This is a technique of what is called open probing, right? Open probing are that which does not give an answer in yes or no, right? This might give an yes. That's why the why is important, right? You can also use another day, has anything happened in your life in the past? Or you create your own thing, right? Whatever it is. So the idea is that you may say, by the way, are you open to the idea of making some side money, right? Some extra income? Use the word open. Do not use the word interested, right? So once you get a positive answer, right, repeat the concerns and ask him why. May I know why are you interested? So if you say, are you interested in an open project, side project? He will say yes. Do not straight away go and talk about the product or services. He said, I'm curious, why is it so? Right? They will give you reasons. So my job is not doing, maybe I am not earning, I'm not happy, all kind of reasons. Important thing is not to answer that, but listen to the reason, right? It's a technique. You cannot give an answer to his problem. If he's got a problem with his boss, what the hell are you going to do? You can't do anything, right? But listen to what he says and then repeat the concern. He said, if I understand correctly, you are having some problem with your boss. Or if I understand correctly, you are a bit stressed because you don't have enough money to put your kids into education. Right? There will be different, you'll find all kind of odd kind of reasons. Repeat the concerns and then start a soft pitch. This is called a soft pitch. If I'm able to show a process by which I can help you to get some money to take your children's education properly, or if I'm able to show you a process which has got support and all kind of things, it's a soft touch. You're again not talking of what is it. Will you be interested in joining my team? The critical thing, they need to trust you. So you are doing step by step. Look, you are started being, you're building your own brand, right? So you are seen as some sort of an expert. So you're building up that psychology. Then you're building rapport with that person by engaging him with, in public forum, liking him. So already, you're close to that person. Then you have had some round of discussion personally with him, talking general thing. Then you have introduced and asked his permission whether he's interested or open to a side project. You've known his reason. So what you're doing, you're building, engaging, and understanding needs, understanding desires in one. And you're testing. If you are able to show him a process by which he can take care of his problem, will he be interested in joining your team? This is a very, very powerful way which Ray Higdon has mastered it. This guy, if you go and follow him, he does mass persuasion. He makes people to come and join him while he is speaking online. He's that powerful, right? And he's amazing. He's such an inspiring guy. And the guy he's a school dropout, right? But when he speaks, he talks like a Harvard School professor. Amazing guy. The techniques, the process that he talks about is brilliant, right? He uses this technique, and he's got a full course on how you do it, how you set up each conversation. It's very, very important. When you start a conversation, there has to be a plan. You just can't blindly go and talk with someone. Remember, you are utilizing a technique to give you very high percentage of success in your activities. You are no longer doing spamming. You're no longer going and posting public things. You are creating a strategy where you are going to get very high percentage of conversion. So you have to understand the principle. That's what is more important, right? And if the person says yes, don't make the mistakes of going and straying. He said, if yes, okay, use a simple technique. He said, by the way, I just need to go and rush to another meeting right now. Show him you're important, you're busy, right? Can I come and fix an appointment with you for a meeting? If it's face-to-face, if it's in the same town, or even if it's digitally, can I set? That gives you a very professional, approach to the whole thing and makes that guy curious. He said, yeah, this guy came and told me, he's got some process for, solving my problem, which is making me very, anxious. I should better take out some time. Trust me, 9 cases out of 10, that guy will come for the meeting. You are done, right? Now, if this guy for some reason is still hesitating, be polite and say, I think you were not serious when you said you wanted to make money. Or I think you were not serious when you said that you want to know a process of how to solve your problems of your schools or your children's education. Throw him back. Throw him back. It's okay, no problem. Thank you for consideration. Let's be in touch, right? I'll drop by the next 2-3 months and check if you're still ready. Very politely, right? Very politely, you are saying no, right? And pushing him, again, make him curious. It may so happen, he said, no, I didn't say it like that. You tell me, no, why? Then you again the same thing. If he's coming back and saying yes. He said, okay, bye, sorry, I just need to rush. I'm expecting another call or I'm having a meeting. Let's fix up a meeting, next week. Don't be in a hurry to sell. That's the power and the techniques of attraction marketing. Moment to start, hurrying into a sale pitch, you're losing the plot. Right? So that's what you typically need to do. That's it. Never rush. Right? If he says no, send him a successful case study. That's why I'm saying that case studies are very important. And if you can create a case study which is based on his life. If he's, let's say, let's say he's a company executive, or she's a housewife, or he's a real estate agent. If you can create a case study and send it to him, it somehow it will register in his mind. Right? That's how you typically use test closing. I hope this was useful. This is something which I have been using this for quite some time, because I learned this technique long time back, and I learned it in a slightly different way. Here I'm using examples of questions which is relevant for network marketing, but this can be used for any kind of business, which is the questioning velocity or the why velocity. Never rush to pitch, right? Okay, so that's what I had. Based on this, each of you need to have a 30-day goal. In this 30-day, what I will recommend is first go and check all your social media profiles. I came to know after the last session, everyone's sending me personal message. Sir, what is it? And by the way, please don't call me sir. I'm Pankaj. Right? As your friend, I'm always available. Call me Pankaj. Reach out to me. I'm proposing something which I will share at the end of the day, how we can do this, because it's not possible to me to engage with you on one-on-one, because it's difficult. I run 2 other businesses. I'm pressed for time, but I want to help, and I want to really help. So I'll share a particular thought process which I had at the end of the slides. So go back and check all your social media profiles. Make sure there are no political things, religious things, controversial things, ugly things, gloomy things. Do your basic things and cleaning it up. Go and do that. It takes some time if you're not used to it. As I said, I'm helping you out in a way which I will share with you later. Ensure it is as per the format. Delete all those controversial stuff. The other key thing is build your mid and long-term goals associated with social media marketing. I'm sure all of you have realized the importance of setting a dream or a goal for your business or your profile or for your profession. There's an important essential thing for creating a dream or a goal for social media marketing, which needs to be smart. Build a midterm, or maybe you can even, first of all, don't expect overnight dramatic change tomorrow, right? If you consistently do your DMO, we'll talk about the DMO, you'll start see results in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. So set some short-term goals, mid-term and long-term goals, which needs to be SMART. Remember, I told you SMART, S-M-A-R-T. It needs to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and should be time-bound, right? Set some SMART goals, right? Fine-tune your DMO, daily meta, and I'll teach you, what is your DMO, the basic guidelines. If you are not in Facebook, or if you're not in these minimum 3 platforms, go and join and make sure in 30 days you have 100 connections, right? Followers, friends, by doing your DMO. I'll tell you what is a DMO. Make sure that should be your goal, right? If you're already there in these 3 platforms, make sure you at least got 50 new connection, friends, or followers in each of the platforms. If you can have, great, but at least combinedly you can try 50, right? Try making at least 2 original content in the next 30 days. It could be a blog, it could be a video, it could be a success story, case study, webinar, training, whatever it is. Make an attempt. I know it's not easy. Make an attempt. Trust me, no one will say anything bad or good, because if you do, you are in the top 2% bracket. Only 2% in the social media create their own content. You already, by doing something of your own, you are in the leader's slot. So make an attempt. It could be bad. And as you learned, I think in the beginning of your network marketing business, rejection is a part of the business. If you don't get followers or likes at this, analyze, right? But do it. Trust me, you will start seeing results. And last but not least, invest in training. Training is critical. In social media, it's not an easy platform. You need to invest in training, engage with experts, read. There's a lot of material there in the internet of how to excel, or you can attend coaching classes. So let's spend something on DMO. It's important. You can note. As I said, DMO is something which is dynamic. It's not necessarily, it needs to be one DMO. You start off something, you need to have something, but you can keep on adjusting, tweaking the DMO. The DMO needs to be around the 3 principles. You need to do certain set of activities for building your audience, right? These are some guidelines. Please don't copy paste this, because they may not be relevant for you. A DMO is very, very individual specific. It has to have a lot of understanding of each individual's interests, skills, a lot of things. So don't jump. This is just I'm just sharing you, but you can build your own DMO. That's why do your 30-day activities, and we can, start building up your DMO. But start off something with, what we are going to do. You all know the principles, how you're going to build your audience, how you're going to be part of groups, and all part of building your audience. Start engaging with them. One key thing which I'll say, start investing in a CRM tool. CRM is called a customer relationship management tool on the picture on the right. There are a lot of free tools. When you are in social media, you will deal with hundreds of people contacting you. You need to keep a track of what is it, all of them. It's sometimes for people who are not used to managing or understanding tools, I must say that you have to learn, right? I told you right at the beginning that once you have tools, you can start getting into automation. You have to learn. I think there's no shortcut to success. These are things that you have to do. So invest in identifying a CRM tool and start putting all your contacts. In a CRM tool, you start putting basic things like contact details. How did you came to know about this contact? There are some techniques, put them into certain categories. And then you have some follow-up actions. If it is this category, I will do this. And that's what you do. You build certain templates, and then you automate those templates. So when people come, use tools like bots and this, and it automatically, you get autoresponders working for you. You suddenly become a master in all this kind of stuff. So you do your set of planning for building audience activities, engaging audience activities, and selling. Selling, again, I say, is never public. In this selling, it's all about soft pitch, the why, and building rapport, right? This is what is important, right, as part of a DMO. Going ahead, what you can do, you can start, mastering. These are some of the other things that you can do. These could be part of some training, could be part of some courses, these are some guidelines. There are a lot of things that you can do going ahead. The important thing is build your DMA and do your 30-day activities, which is important. And then I will try and find some ways to be able to help you later after 30 days, maybe in a group training again. I do not know. I've been racking my brains to think. It's a large group. When I do coaching with small groups, 10, 20 people, so that you can effectively look and monitor the progress for the next 1 week, 2 weeks, or whatever be the course. But doing with a large group is next to impossible, right? So what are the other learning opportunities? I hope I can do at least one session a month, right? Because preparing a session takes time. I hope I can do that. For regular updates, you can be part of my community by visiting my website. And if you are interested, for extensive trainings, you can enroll into my coaching levels. I've got 3 levels. All these are in individual or small groups. Right? Level 1 is again, coaching and guidance on setting your social media pages. It's typically 2 sessions of about 90 minutes, 2 hours each, right? So the level 2, which is a personal coaching on Facebook marketing, it's a 4-session. These are the kind of courses that I do for small businesses. These are usually done as a classroom kind of an activity. I go to the companies. I have done a few in the last couple of weeks because of online. Something what you can do. And level 3 is this is a tough session. I've done a group some time back. It's a painful one because it's a long session. It takes a lot of time, and I don't get too much of time. I'm not into full-time coaching, but the first 2 are something very easy which can be done, right? You can all put together. I will leave it to you, right? How you want to go about doing it, right? So thank you very much. I hope I made some meaning. Thank you for taking this time out, for coming out, and Tapan and the rest of the team, very, very grateful for giving me this opportunity. I hope it is useful. My contact details are there. Feel free to be in touch anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Let me start off with one. Let me ask Pankaj, what made him join? I mean, he is a very successful professional in his own way. He's worked in various companies. Obviously, money may not be his main motivating factor. So, what made him join a networking industry as such, and especially Magnus?
Because of you, Tapan. Yeah, it's a fact. If it had not been for Tapan, I wouldn't have got into it. I never thought of getting into network marketing. I would say, look, it's 2 ways I will look into it. I have been, as you saw it, I have worked in various kind of industries, India, abroad. I've had, national position, Asia Pacific role, global roles. What I felt that even though I left, a lot of impact, left a lot of legacy in my companies, and maybe to a certain extent, I could never influence a real industry because I worked in large industries, right? And it's very difficult to really, while working as a professional, to influence an industry, right? Because these industries are, process driven. Every company is different. But what I realized when Tapan, I know Tapan for nearly 30 years. He was my first boss. Right? I worked in my first company in Modi Xerox for 11 years. But for the first 4 years, Tapan was my boss. So he became more like a friend, philosopher, and guide. So I was observing him, whatever he was doing. It was by this lockdown allowed us a lot of time to go and meet and touch with people. So we just touched up. He said, hey, why don't you look into it? I immediately, obviously, did not say yes. I had a typical thing, network marketing. I don't have time. But I was curious. If Tapan can do it and be successful, I knew he was successful, though he never said that, because I know I followed him. I started studying about this industry and found and realized one thing, that this is a people industry. And I love being with people. I love coaching. I love training. And I thought that this is an amazing opportunity to interact with people. In my current business, I don't get an opportunity to talk with too many people. I deal with large companies and I work with smaller groups. It's not possible. And it keeps me busy with all the things. I've got a 40-member company, 40 employees. I do a little bit of coaching and training. I did a few of them during the lockdown, but I thought that this is a great opportunity. So that's why I thought, let me take a chance. and I'm really enjoying it, to be honest. I hope I also make some money. Who doesn't need money?
Surely, Pankaj, you will make tons of it.
Great. Anything else?
Anyone else? Rizwan bhai, anyone asking questions? Hello?
Yeah, there are a few hands going up. Mr. Rajkumar is there online.
Can I see the video of the person? I'm tired of speaking to the screen.
हेलो
Yes, Mr. Rajkumar, you can ask question if you want.
नमस्कार सर
नमस्कार नमस्कार
सर
बताइए।
आपका सेशन बहुत बढ़िया है मैं हिंदी बोल रहा हूँ समझ पा रहे हैं सर
हाँ ऑब्वियसली यार राष्ट्रभाषा है क्यों नहीं बोल समझूंगा
सर बहुत अच्छा सेशन है और मैं तो शुरू से आखिर तक शुरू से बैठा था अभी तक हूँ और कुछ नोट भी किया मैंने और बहुत इम्प्रेसिव है थोड़ा सा मैं चाहूंगा कि एक बार सर आप और आए इस बार थोड़ा कुछ सरल शब्दों के साथ लेकर आए क्योंकि हमारे साथ बहुत से लोग ऐसे जुड़े हैं जो कहना चाहिए बहुत वेल क्वालिफाइड हैं और इसमें क्या है आपके सुनने को बहुत उत्सुक है वो हमसे पूछ कर रहे सर क्या बोल रहे हैं सर क्या बोल रहे हैं सर हम बता रहे हैं उनको तो बताते रहे उनको थैंक यू सर आप दोबारा फिर आपको दोबारा सुनना चाहेंगे
जरूर लाएंगे अगर टाइम मिलता है तो जरूर लाएंगे कुछ करने पड़ेंगे मैं तपन आप आज तो सवेरे बात किया था आप सोचिए कैसे कर सकते हैं फिजिकली देखिए मैं ऐसे भी आजकल तो ट्रैवल अलाउड नहीं है ऑनलाइन कर सकता है लेकिन जो मैं अभी ग्रुप में कर सकता हूँ आई मीन आई कैन डू वन सेशन once a week I can do but problem सेशन करने के लिए नहीं है सेशन की तैयारी करने के लिए प्रॉब्लम होता है
सर आप बहुत अच्छी हिंदी बोल रहे हैं यदि आप आपके लेक्चर में थोड़े से शब्द बीच में डाल दें तो हमारे जैसे बहुत से लोग ऐसे होंगे जो आपका जितना आपने मेहनत से तैयार किया लिटरेचर तो ज्यादा लाभ उठा पाएंगे सर मैं
अगले बार से जरूर बोलूंगी क्योंकि मेरे को बताया गया था कि ये इंग्लिश सेशन होंगे तो इसलिए मैं आई एम मोर कंफर्टेबल विद इंग्लिश बट हिंदी अच्छा नहीं है कोशिश करूंगा अगले बार से अगर होगा तो
जी थैंक यू सर
थैंक यू
Yes, if there are any questions, you can raise your hands. Mr. Pankaj is there to answer your questions. Yes, there is one question. Name is not written over there. Mr. Vivo, you can unmute your microphone.
Mr. Vivo.
Yeah, you can ask your question. Your voice is not clear.
Sir, namaskar.
हाँ जी नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
सर मैं ये जानना चाह रहा था आपके कोर्स के चार्जेस क्या हैं सर चार्जेस क्या रहेंगे जो आपके लेवल 1 लेवल 2 लेवल 3 है सोशल मीडिया का इनके कुछ चार्जेस हैं सिखाने के
देखिए अगर आप ग्रुप में अगर मैग्नेसा का ग्रुप है कोशिश करके कुछ अफोर्डेबल करके बना देंगे ऐसे नॉर्मली मैं कंपनी की जो ग्रुप्स के कंपनीज के करता हूँ तो उसके लिए रेट्स अलग होता है अभी रेट के बारे में यहाँ बात नहीं है आई डोंट वांट टू चार्ज बट प्रॉब्लम मेरा जो है अगर आप लोग स्ट्रक्चर करके ग्रुप होकर आता है तो आई कैन प्लान क्योंकि मेरे पास सही में मेरे को इसको रेगुलर करने के लिए टाइम की बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता है बट एक स्ट्रक्चर करके एक प्लान करके आप लोग आते हैं मैं सजेस्ट करता हूँ कि आप आपकी अपलाइन के साथ बात कीजिए आपकी जो डायमंड है रूबी है उससे बात करके आप एक कंसेंसस कीजिए तो मैं एक कोर्स स्पेसिफिकली फॉर मैग्नेसा टीम के लिए कर सकता हूँ लेकिन प्रॉब्लम है कि जो मैं कोचिंग करता हूँ 10 से ज़्यादा हो जाने से बहुत मुश्किल होता है क्योंकि इसमें ट्रेनिंग नहीं होता है इसमें हैंड होल्डिंग होता है कोचिंग होता है एक साथ ज़्यादा करने से कोई फ़ायदा नहीं होगा क्योंकि मैं भी टाइम नहीं दे पाऊंगा बट कुछ ना कुछ तरीका निकालेंगे तो मैं अभी आपको जवाब नहीं दूंगा बाद में मेरे सुपीरियर से तपन साथ डिस्कस करके आपको बताएंगे बाद में
Yes, Tapan.
Or any more questions? Anybody?
Yeah, one Mr. Ramesh Gurung is there.
Okay.
Yes, Ramesh, you can ask your question.
Yeah, am I audible, Mr. Pankaj?
Yeah, very much. Go ahead.
Let me see. You just told about strategy making, profile strategizing, and you said that it requires a lot of hand holding and personal mentoring and things. Is it possible to have some kind of maybe a seminar or a short meeting where we could have a chance to get that hand holding from you?
Ramesh, thank you for asking that. The problem with this, it is that the strategy is not one size fits all. That's the problem, right?
Okay, yeah.
We can do something like that, but it may not be effective. You know, first of all, I need to know you as an individual.
Yeah.
Remember, it's all about individual branding. I need to know about you as a person, your personality, what you like, don't like. So there's a method of doing it. So typically doing that in a large seminar is useless, right? I can try, I've never done that before, but as I said, you know, creating a course for a larger group needs a lot of planning. I may be able to do it. I do not know. Let me think on this.
See, Pankaj, I have a suggestion. I mean, it's open to the group. See, once the lockdown is over and when the travel starts happening, I don't know when. So as and when it happens, I mean, we would like to invite you to specific locations if you have the time, if you can make the time for a day, you know, to have a session, and we will look after what we can do for you.
On the lighter side, there's an easier way. Just be by part of my group, my network, you will get it. Jokes apart, yes, that's possible. But again, as you said, travel, I'm not too sure. The other big problem is that we have been in lockdown and so much of backlog in my primary business.
I know.
Traveling out could be a big, unless I am traveling particularly to a particular place, and I travel mainly to Bombay, Delhi, and Bangalore, right? I can take one extra day out and prepare. But my problem is that I have to prepare. I do not know what I'm going to talk there, what is the kind of preparation. So if we can, we still have another 10 days. And that was one of the reasons as to why I had put that survey. So if I put up a survey form for you guys, will you fill it up?
Yes, why not? We would love to.
Okay, so let me create a survey. It'll take 2 minutes for you to fill it up. It'll give me an idea as a group of what are the topics. So the most popular topic, I will try and build up a content. It might take me 10, 15 days to build up a content. And whenever, it's a possibility, whether it's online or I prefer offline. I'm not very comfortable online because it's very boring.
See, that is what I'm saying. You see, online we have been associating ourselves with Zoom fairly recently. So we are also trying to get used to it. But however, offline or face-to-face interaction, that is what we have been more used to it. So if we can, in due course of time, I'm not saying immediately, maybe we can plan the schedule out as per your thing.
Anytime, yeah, no problem.
And then apart from your travel to Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Guwahati is your home, man. You started your career with Guwahati. Guwahati, you must be.
Unfortunately, I don't have, maybe now I'll have to travel a lot. I won't mind. Yeah, I'll love it.
Great.
Okay, next question. Mr. Peterson, you can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I can't see you. I don't know, where are you? I see your name, but I don't see your face.
Hello.
Yeah, I see you now. Yes.
Yeah, this is Peterson from Goalpara, Assam.
Hi, ki khabar? Bhal ne?
Yeah, my question is, while prospecting, I find a toughest question like, what do you do for your livelihood? Actually, if I introduce myself that I am a networker, I am a Magnuser, prospects find very difficult. So they find very tough to adjust because as soon as they hear that I'm a networker, so it's difficult. So how to introduce myself when they ask, what do you do for your livelihood?
Why they will ask you? You are in command of if you follow the principles, right? You need to, I'll give you basic tips of starting a conversation, right?
Yes.
Right? Put them down. Trust me, in each of the cases you are leading, no one will have a chance of making you follow. If you don't follow the thing, they will ask, hey, what are you doing? But if you follow the principles, if you ask him, if you take the initiative of asking how you're, that's what is important. Start practicing it. But at a certain stage, if they come, hey, by the way, I've been, having this independent business. It's been wonderful for me in the last, I thought that, as a good friend, why don't you come? I would like you also to be part of my team. That's how you be confident. Confidence is the key.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, next question from Biplav.
Hello,
Hi.
Mr. Pankaj. It was a very awesome session, I would say. I have a question.
Your audio is not, I cannot hear properly.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
First of all, thank you so much for that awesome session, Mr. Pankaj. I have a query, as in it's a question based on the past experience we have. See, we networkers, I'm in the system since last 2 years, and most of us, if most of us agree, we are used to the traditional way of doing the business, as in following the activity loop and doing a traditional way. Now, due to this COVID situation, which we all are aware, and now things have started staying moving digitally. Everything is moving, going digital. So, what do you think? Like, this is a very, I think it's very important session that you conducted, and thanks to all the organizers, Mr. Tapan, they have done. But what my question is, what do you see the future of the people who not able to adapt themselves to this change? Because now this is something like this using social media, doing MLM through social media. This is something I don't know. Most of us are lagging behind. So now people needs to get in touch with it. But if we someone who doesn't give importance and doesn't take and time and to learn these things, then do you think they will have any future like the past legends have already have without updating themselves?
Biplav, let me ask you a question back.
Yes, sir.
How long did you take to migrate from a feature phone to a smartphone?
It was quite instant for me.
It was not. Feature phone and smartphone, if you look at all your history, smartphone was there for quite some time, but you bought the first smartphone maybe after 2 or 3 phones. Your first phone, maybe now, I don't know how old you are. Sorry for that, because I've been starting using mobile for 30 years. But people who are, let's say, 30 plus, right? If you look at the young generation, they are already used to social media. If you go and see today, if you're using an iPhone or using that app called Screen Time, you will see that you are spending close to 2 hours minimum in social media. You're already there. You're engaging, you're building, you're already doing it. What I shared with you was nothing new. Whatever you do, just do it in a manner you need to know. So, for example, what did I teach you which is so difficult today? Nothing. You need to know how to make your page. You need to know which group that you have to go and engage. I told you how to create contents, curate contents, how to talk with strangers. If someone cannot pick this up and by practicing it, then I think he doesn't deserve to be in this business. As simple as that. Survival of the fittest. You got to learn it, yeah. If you want, I mean, I'm not saying the traditional way is, you can continue with that. But this is an opportunity to multiply your success, right? So you got to take some time out, and trust me, it's very simple. It's so simple. You just have to, if you think that it is difficult, yeah, how the hell will I go to create, content? How I'm going to create? It doesn't matter, yeah. You jump into it. You will learn it. If you think that you can learn swimming in the library, you cannot. You have to jump to the pool. So you have to jump, make mistakes, learn, analyze. So all this coaching is that, yes, it helps. I'm not saying. So if you want to learn swimming and you don't have a coach, you may still jump, and start getting it. But coach helps. That's why coaching helps. But if you don't go to the pool, you will not learn.
Thank you so much.
That's why I gave those 30-day goals. Do that. These are simple things. Try.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Tapan.
Okay, I think
No more questions.
let's wind this session up. We had a very interesting session. Thank you very much, Pankaj, for your time and sharing your knowledge and experience. I hope many of us will get benefited from it, and more so because this is what is required in the current times. You see, despite the fact that the lockdown may be over, the life is not going to be normal as we were used to it. So we need, not only we need to adapt our lives, but we need to adapt the way we do our business. And your coaching and training about how to use the social media. See, we always had the tools, but we never had the education how to use them effectively for our business. So your coaching, your training will help a lot of us to understand the power of using social media to build a big business. And you're absolutely right that we need to learn. We need to jump into the water to learn to swim. So we need to, people who are not used to it, they better invest some time and invest their time to learn these things, because if they do not, they'll be left behind, frankly speaking, whether they like it or not. So if you want to survive, you have to learn these tools because these are the tools of the future. Rizwan Bhai, would you like to add something?
Share something.
Rizwan Bhai?
Yeah.
Oh, would you like to add something before we wind up?
No, thank you so much. That was an excellent session. And Pankaj, thank you so much for coming again and again.
Thank you.
And we are getting used to it. Initially, it was really tough for us to know all these things, but slowly we are getting accustomed. And I believe few more sessions will make us comfortable. And thank you. Rhoda, would you like to add something? Rhoda? Okay, Tabanda.
Okay.
Let's call it a day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Rizwan Bhai. Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you, Ramesh. I can see you nice and smart.
Okay, bye. Have a
Good, good.
good
Thank you
weekend.
so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
God bless us all. Yeah, thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.